What was your I'm dating an idiot moment?
We've all had that, unless you're single. In which case, I mean, you probably would have that if you had a partner to say it to you. You know.
You're probably having those moments.
You're having those moments right now, but you don't have a partner to say that you're the idiot. You just know. You're like, today if I had a partner, they'd be like, you're an idiot.
And we all have those moments.
We have them.
Well, except for me. Like, I never have those
moments. No, your partner has them for you, being like, I'm dating an idiot.
The timing, it writes itself. As she laughs.
All right, we're going to read some of these off, and then you guys can let us know if they relate to you, or if you have your own. Welcome back to That's Debatable.
That's Debatable.
Jingle insert, we're coming. We're working on it.
Putting something in there.
My name's Corey.
And I'm Nick.
And you guys, we don't know, but we love you anyways for it. If you guys want to watch this podcast early, full, uncut, and uncensored, you can go over to our Patreon link down below.
Patreon.com/Nick and Corey.
Where you can also find our other content that we do. It's called Nick and Corey. We do movies. We react to movies.
Uncut and uncensored.
Uncut
so
and
you can
uncensored.
enjoy all that good stuff.
But if you want to listen to our podcast without seeing our faces, sometimes I know you do when you drive, you can go to our links down below on Spotify and Audible and Apple Podcasts.
Yeah. Amazon Audio, yeah.
All right. These pictures brought to you by Country.
Country Road, take me home. All right, you want me to start this pickle? She thinks that the north is always uphill, so prefers to walk south.
She walks to the beat of her own compass or whatever the she's doing.
Her compass is broken, dude. Somebody took her compass and smashed it against their head. Her head. That's the only way this system works.
North is uphill. Yeah, that makes sense.
Dude, no.
Yeah, high point north, yeah.
No.
Me go top point. North Star high, yeah. All right. Girl I was dating was making nachos and shredding cheese. She cuts herself and gets blood on the cheese and the shredder. As she gets a Band-Aid, I pick up the cheese, and as I'm throwing it away, she freaks out, as now I may have AIDS.
Oh, that's not dating an idiot.
She thought that any kind of change of blood is AIDS.
Oh, she wasn't warning him that her blood has AIDS?
No, she doesn't have AIDS. She was saying, oh, you touched my blood, you have AIDS now. Ha. Not knowing how that worked.
That's a real dip.
That's a real moment.
Yeah, that's a real what the fuck is going on in your head moment.
It's one of those moments you're like, wait, are you not telling me something? And then you realize, oh no, she doesn't have AIDS. She's just a moron.
You are a fucking idiot.
Both things are bad to pass in your blood, but one of them you can't help.
Both you kind of can't help, but one you really can't help.
One you really can't help.
Okay. This one breaks my brain. My ex thought wind turbines spun because they were powered by electricity. She has since got a degree, and I don't have one, so I'm not sure what that makes me.
Wind turbines? Like the ones that generate electricity? Yeah. Were powered by electricity.
Imagine not even listening to what the name of the thing is. A wind turbine. Do you think it's making wind? Do you think people are pumping electricity into this massive tower to have blades spin to make wind? Are you that fucking stupid?
There's a lot of different ways I can see this being stupid, but the first off is that like you see a spinning windmill in the distance. And you're like, that's because we generate power from wind. It must run on electricity to then make the same electricity back. It's a closed cycle. Or
I hate
what's
this.
even dumber. This is probably not what they're thinking, but this is top tier dumb. That's how you make wind. It's a conspiracy. The government makes the wind. They put in the electricity to their turbine, and they make the wind go.
So next time something flies off your lawn,
blame the government.
The government's controlling the weather.
Oh my God. He thought potatoes never go bad because his mom always kept a bag in the pantry. I asked him if they ate a lot of potatoes, and he said yes. They have a large family with 6 kids, and he still didn't get it. His mom would always buy potatoes for him, and he just thought they magically appeared.
What the fuck?
Potatoes grow on trees.
First line again?
He thought potatoes could never go bad because his mom always kept a bag in the pantry. An infinite bag of potato.
So this dumbass just didn't realize that she was getting new potatoes?
Yeah.
It's
the same level of, I thought that the magic tooth fairy came and changed my bedsheet every day. That whenever I get back, they're changed. Whenever I get back, the laundry's done too. It's magic. You don't have a magic laundry fairy? I do. This is how the world works.
Oh my god.
They fold my underwear in these triangles. I love it.
My now ex-husband legitimately thought that having a hysterectomy meant that your vagina was removed.
What?
I learned this when he asked me how women who had a hysterectomy were able to pee. Further discussion led to the realization that he thought that a hysterectomy resulted in a nice, smooth, Barbie-like hump down there.
How? Why? What?
Dude, some people just really don't get it.
Just pull out the whole vagine and what? Fill it with cement?
Yeah.
What?
He thinks it's a patch-up job, like you're fixing a hole in a house.
I see. You got another pothole there. All right.
We just got to pull it out
fill it up.
and fill it back up.
Just don't move for the next 3 hours while it hardens.
Holy fuck. Also, he had a double whammy in there. Because he thought a hysterectomy pulled out a vagina. And then he said, if you don't have a vagina, how do you pee? You can pee out of the vagina.
I'm just trying to imagine what he thinks the operation looks like. A doctor like takes a shovel and like just digs it out and then spackles
God, that's making me
skin
cringe.
over it.
That's making me cringe,
What?
dude. No. Ew. Ew. Ew.
How do you pull out a hole?
In a road?
Like that's the only thing is
In
you
a
fill
road?
anything. You fill a hole. You can't surgically remove a hole. You'll make a bigger hole. You have to fill it.
You're going to remove a hole by making a bigger hole around it and filling that.
Exactly. So you have to fill it with something. I don't think he understood what would be filled. It's like you get a BBL to your vag hole.
Like, what is he exactly imagining filling right now? Because
Most of these situations are people just don't think of what they're actually saying. They're like, yeah. Hysterectomy, they just take out the vagina. How's it work? I'm not a doctor. I didn't go to medical school. What do you mean, how do I take out a vagina? I don't know. You gonna ask me how they make a burger at McDonald's too? I don't know. I don't make burgers. I'm not a magician. I don't make them. I don't take out vaginas neither. My husband thought people whistled when they set off fireworks. He didn't realize that fireworks themselves whistle.
Oh, that's just goofy dumb.
Every time he heard fireworks as a kid, he just saw someone next to him going like... That's like every time you hear a gun, you hear someone go pew pew.
Oh, somebody's... Again.
Every time someone in class behind him in school would like make a pew pew sound, he looks over his shoulder. Oh, I thought Tommy had a gun today. Pew pew.
I mean, to be fair, if you heard a click version of the sound you heard in Hereditary, of the girl going, you know what I'm talking? If you had one of those experiences in real life, that shit would freak you out.
Only if it's Pavlov to like something else. Like if I just heard a clicking, I'd be annoyed. But if I heard a clicking and then every time I heard it, someone hit me in the back of the head with a shovel, yeah, I'd start to get a little nervous every time I heard a clicking.
Yeah, that's a valid reason to get nervous.
It is. It's one of the more valid reasons.
Yeah, if someone said, hey, there's a 20% chance that I hit you with a shovel every time you hear it.
20%.
You don't even know when it's coming, dude. It's just sometimes there. So you just hear you're like, fuck. Because that's a higher chance than a revolver in Russian roulette. Because that's 1 in 6. This is 1 in 5, dude.
Yep, you're right. I should be more scared of the click shovel.
The click shovel.
All right, move on.
Okay, sorry. Love my wife, but South Dakota is not north of North Dakota.
What?
I don't know, man.
How? Why?
I don't know.
This is less credit than the person who thought that climbing up a mountain is more north than south. At least that has some mild dysfunction.
No, it does not.
Mild dysfunction. This is just like you can't read. Yeah, South Dakota. Might as well be Dakota.
Dakota.
South Dakota.
And North Dakota
is more north than North Dakota. Why? I don't know. They made a joke when they named him.
That would be a good meme, though. Imagine if the government actually did that.
You'd have to have a troll.
Wait, how do you say it? South Dakota?
Dakota.
South Dakota with north of Dakota?
We're going full
South Dakota with north of Dakota.
If your government was that fucking salty to name 2 states.
Yeah.
One of them South Dakota and the other one North Dakota, but North is on the bottom.
Yeah.
You know your country is founded by fucking morons.
Assholes.
Assholes and morons.
Yeah. And I respect that more than
I would love to be a part of like the founding fathers meeting if they did that. Be like, these poor dumb farmers. What if we named one of them North Dakota and one South? But North is on the bottom, and they all just laugh with their wigs and lice.
That's something literally I would do. Like if I was in their position, I would 100% push
You ever
for
seen that meme? It's the meme of the old rich white guys laughing. That's what it looks like. They're just snickering, and like those poor dumb idiots. My boyfriend refused to eat basil I had bought from the grocery store because it was a full plant. I was keeping it outside, and he insisted that he would not eat dirty food. I asked where he thought farmers kept their produce, and he said that they had a special area to grow food that was sterilized. Special sterile dirt. That's different from regular dirt.
I don't know if this is just ignorance or just...
Most of it is.
It's ignorance, but it's also like you're so ignorant of something that's just common sense. Like
I won't eat none of that dirty food. I only eat my stuff if it comes in a plastic wrapper. That way I know it's clean.
Do you think there's actually people with like flat earth level of theory that think that the food that's packaged was like perfectly made or something? It was never harvested?
Yeah.
There's people that think that?
Yes.
There's people that think that?
Yes, there are people that if they took an apple off of the grocery store basket, they're like, somebody's touched that. That's got germs on it. Ew. And then they open a pack of like, I don't know, moldy Oikos yogurt that they haven't eaten in 3 months because they bought it when they thought they're going to go on a health kick, but they forgot about it. And
this
now they're
sounds
eating
a little
it.
personal to yourself, Corey.
Yeah. And then they just scoop off the mold and be like, ew. And then they eat the rest of it.
I've done close to said things. I've taken like the mold out of something and then used the rest of it.
I saw a girl take a Dorito and put it under a microscope, and there was a line in there that suspiciously looked like either a bug leg or a pube, and I'm not sure which one is worse.
A bug leg or a pube? Which one would I rather have? Probably a bug leg, because that at least has some natural protein.
I think legally there is multiple bug legs in the food you eat. But
yeah, that's inevitable.
There's
like,
a non-zero amount. Yeah. Pubes, I don't know if there's a non-zero amount. I'd hope not.
Pubes and cum are something I do not want.
If there's any amount of cum, any non-zero amount of cum in any food that you have, please God seek help. Why? Why? No. Bug legs, fine. I can understand. Bug butts, maybe. Fine. I get it. A rat occasionally. Sure. A rat, a full-grown rat in my soda. Maybe once.
How about cum?
Cum, no. God, no. Please, why? Who is jerking off into my Twinkie? Why?
Not your Twinkie. Somebody took your cheesy gordita crunch and blew a load to fill the entire thing.
Just why?
Knowing that you would eat it.
Me, personally?
Not you personally, you anonymously.
I just can't imagine. Why?
It's like throwing out a bomb into the ether. It's not really going to kill anyone, but you know it's going to do some damage.
You just don't even get the satisfaction of seeing that person eat it. They'll never know it was in it.
I don't know. I don't even know if they need the satisfaction. They just know they're putting out like a void into the world.
No, I don't like this. It's if you're going to commit a crime, there needs to be a target. You can't just do and be like, heh, heh, heh. Oh, well.
I mean, one of my friends worked at a California tortilla somewhere, and this customer, the people that worked at this restaurant really hated this customer. And he told me how one of the workers blew a load into her burrito, and how they gave it to her. And this is a valid source.
At the very least, that was a targeted event. I'm not some random bystander getting some.
You're getting karma.
Yeah, I'm not catching hands.
Karma come.
Yeah, no, I don't want that. At least there's a target. If I'm a good person, I have no enemies, then I don't have to worry about that. I don't like this at all. It makes me fearful for my life. I'm never gonna go out again.
I dated a guy in college who visited me in my rural hometown and asked what the animals in the neighbor's field were. I said cows, and you must be me level of disbelief. He proceeded to tell me that they can't be cows because cows are black and white, and these animals were all brown. I had to pull up Google to prove to him that brown cows existed. I could maybe understand if he'd been from a city, but he told me he was from a rural suburb, not a city, so I guess he was just an idiot.
Yeah, a fucking idiot. What?
Cows, bro.
Hey, what's that thing that looks like a cow, but you know is wrong color? What does he think of albino people? They're not human. You see someone with like white hair, like ghost white skin and red eyes or some shit. They're like, oh, demon.
Oh, dude.
What?
I don't know. Like, how do you... There's a level of common sense that I expect of an average person. And if you go below that level, I assume you're an idiot in every way. Like, if you go below a certain level of common sense that's just unbelievably stupid, I'm just like, oh, you're just a fucking turkey.
There's so many other examples of just things being different color that it's like, how does a cow being brown make them not a cow to you? Are humans that have blonde hair not the same humans that have brown hair? Are dogs of multicolor not dogs? Is one cat orange and the other one is called a fat because it's gray? Why?
There's the standard issue. That's the gray cat, the standard issue.
If it looks like a cow and it fucks like a cow, then it's a cow.
I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
I bought fresh broccoli and my husband asked why I got such one huge broccoli and not the normal smaller one.
Some people are definitely missing a component of like, how do you get to there?
Yeah.
Do you think it's just because they've never seen a full broccoli?
Yeah. It's a lot of people don't realize what things look like when they first come out.
How does broccoli actually grow? Like, I've seen the stalks. What's it harvested out of? Is it off the ground?
The ground.
It's the ground?
It's not like there's no broccoli tree. I mean, like, technically the broccoli stalk is like, it's called a tree of broccoli, I think, but like, it's not.
But none of them get huge.
It's not like
right?
you go to like an aspen or a pine tree.
Having a discussion with my wife about not using certain Christmas tree decorations because they were glass and we had small kids. Her, they're not glass. Me, they are though. Her, no, they're not. See? Picks up a Christmas decoration, drops it on the ground.
Shatters.
And it shatters on the hardwood floor. Me, her, me with the deadest straight face I have ever managed in my life. I'll get the I'll get the broom. And that is why we are still married.
I would love to have her be like, dropped, shattered. See?
She better be fucking beautiful if this happened, man. That's all I have to say.
You're not the sharpest piece of glass on the floor.
Yeah, but at least you're pretty to look at or something, man. Because just disappointment. That's all I have. Parental disappointment.
You gotta love, though, when someone's wrong and it gets brought up immediately. Then it's just no more discussion about it, no fight. It's just like, all right, there it is. Moving on.
As long as they acknowledge it, which she did. And I'm happy for that.
Yeah.
Sometimes
you can't argue that. Be like, see it shattered in a slightly different way. That's, you know, also break ceramic. It's clearly not glass.
It's see-through ceramic.
A girl I was trying to date told me that Spain is part of Latin America. And when I informed her that it's actually Europe, she doubled down by saying she was a Latin America studies student and that I was wrong. You gotta love it when somebody is in a study of something and they're like, I know more about this than you.
Yeah, and they're like, okay, they're adamant that 3 times 3 is 10. They're adamant on this.
Sure,
and
buddy.
You're like, okay, 3 times 3 is 9.
It's always the snooty people.
No, they're telling you they are masters in math.
Yeah.
No, 3 times 3 is 10.
Listen, I have a mathematics degree and yours is a stupid little non-STEM major. Oh, what did you study? Cashiering? Haha. Yeah, you can do basic math when you push a button. Haha, you don't know 3 times 2 through 10. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, I did cashiering at Penn State. Can you imagine getting a fucking degree in cashiering?
Hey, it's a lovely position that people still need to do for now.
There's nothing wrong with cashiering, but can you imagine getting a degree in cashiering?
There's degrees for things that are far more useless. What is your idea of a useless degree? Tell me. We would love to hear it.
I'm just imagining 4 years in college to learn how
to cashier.
Yeah. I fucking don't know, dude.
It doesn't have to be a 4-year degree. It could be 2. It could be a 1-year degree. There's some that are short.
Okay. I was thinking 4-year degree. You're right.
There's plenty of degrees that you could have that would probably benefit from having a degree, and some that I don't think you need. Here's my my little stand pole, whatever it's called. Soapbox. That's it. Yeah. Why do we need history degrees? We got the internet. What do you need it for? Why do you got to school? Why you got to go to school? We got the internet. We got ChatGPT. I ask them what's going on in the 1930s, and they tell me. What do you need the degree for? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, there's no point to get a regular degree like that anymore, I will say. But
most degrees are pretty useless, especially mathematics degrees.
Most people that have a math degree are really smart, but useless.
We should know.
Yeah, unfortunately, we should know. Good at math, useless.
That's my life story.
On a camping trip, she worried about parking the car on the grass because she thought the grass was going to grow, puncturing and flattening the tires.
She live in a bamboo field? Why? What?
Did you just break from hearing that?
I did. Grass grow. Is she afraid of falling asleep on the grass because it'll grow through her?
Dude.
I'm having a little bit of a stroke.
I'm just imagining how terrifying life must be when you think this way.
Is it like you think she saw a sign at one point that says "Don't step on the grass"? And some old guy like yelled at her, like, "Hey, don't step on the grass!" And she's
gotcha.
Like, she's like, "Why? It's just grass." And he's like, "No, it'll grow through your foot."
They call it blades of grass for a reason.
Yeah, and she just believes that her entire life. It's like, when I was 3 years old, they all got yelled at me for all the keep off the grass signs. Why else would you keep off the grass unless they were dangerous?
It'll cut you.
It'll cut you.
Snip, snip.
Your life would have to be so fragile. You would become agoraphobic if you thought that grass could grow through you.
You'd be scared to stand on grass for longer than 10 minutes because then it starts going through you.
Yeah, it's one of those things your parents tell you. Be like, don't make that face. It'll stay that way if you hold it for too long. It's like, no, oh. Liar. No.
I could see people like walking on rocks if they thought this.
Yeah. It's like the floor is lava, but the floor is grass. It sounds way less cool.
The floor is grass.
Yeah, imagine you're playing a game. It's like, oh, hey, we're going to play the floor is lava. It's like, well, that's a cool game. All right, we have to balance on like furniture and stuff. We can't touch the ground. Hey, we're going to play the floor is grass. If you stand on it for more than 48 hours, it might hurt you. Also, you might get a little itchy, I guess.
Only if you're barefoot.
Only if you're barefoot. Can't grow through shoes.
That grass itch,
but it can grow through tires.
You know, those are only this thick. I really want to know what the fuck.
Most of these are people aren't thinking. They just hear something like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
You can't hear this and think that, yeah, this is okay. This is okay.
Oh, my God.
Right.
This one's funny. My wife was commenting on a man who we knew dated a lot of women. One day we saw him with his kid. She said, I bet he doesn't even know who the mother is. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it does not work that way.
It's the opposite. She thought she knew where she was going because if you see a floozy with a kid, you're like, oh, I bet she doesn't even know who the father is. That's the original way.
Unfortunately, you have to carry that time bomb for 9 months.
If you're a guy and you have a lot of women's that you have sex with and you have a kid, you know who the mom is. It doesn't come out your peen. It comes out of them. You know. It's not a mystery. Unless they leave it on your doorstep like Harry Potter one day. It's like, hey, it's from one of your ladies. Then you're like, okay, I guess I don't know. Imagine you got a bill and like Amazon delivery from the hospital. They're just like, hey, by the way, one of these I guess is yours. We don't know who the mom is. She just left immediately. Dropped it off, really.
This is your responsibility now by law? Oh, man. Reading this one hurts, man.
You look sad.
When he thought aggravated assault wasn't that bad because he thought it meant the other person aggravated you to the point that you assaulted. There's
a little bit of logic in that. I can see the wheels spinning. They spun the wrong way.
They're not connected.
Yeah.
They're spinning, but they're not touching anything.
The gears are spinning, but they're like grinding into each other. They're not going correctly.
Yeah, it's just like there's no interaction there. No chain of thoughts.
No. It's a nice thought. Be like, oh yeah, aggravated assault. He was aggravated, so he assaulted someone.
What does aggravated add to the assault? Like you assaulted someone versus aggravated assault. Was aggravated assault like, hey, you made me mad. Now I'm going to you up? Like, do you have to say you made
Generally,
me mad?
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I'm sure.
Is it angry attack?
Let's find out. What's the difference between assault and aggravated assault? What's the difference? Aggravated assault refers to a situation in which a person attempted to inflict serious injury without regard for life or well-being.
They attempted to someone up?
So aggravated assault is like you up. Like you tried, but you didn't do very well. Maybe. That's according to the quick search that I just did. Any lawyers out there to correct me, keep it to yourself. Otherwise, you're going to get an aggravated assault.
Wait, so maybe this is right.
What?
Maybe an aggravated assault is less than an assault.
I think all assaults are aggravated assaults. You don't just well, I guess not, but like you don't randomly just hit someone and be like, "Sorry, man, I just had to assault someone today, but it couldn't be aggravated." Imagine if assault was a misdemeanor and aggravated assault was a felony, and you knew that. You're just randomly smack someone in the back of the head. You're like, "Sorry, my bad. I just had to do it."
I was just sorry. I just had to punch you in the face as hard as I could.
I had to hit someone, but I didn't know who, and I didn't want it to be aggravated, so I just hit the closest person to me. My bad.
That'll hold up in court.
Yeah, it's like, Your Honor, it wasn't aggravated. It was just assault.
All right, what do you got?
All right. She didn't know that a rhino and a rhinoceros are the same thing. She thought that rhinoceroses didn't exist because there are no dinosaurs anymore. They're not even spelled the same way. Rhinoceros and dinosaur, like a saurus, aren't spelled the same.
I could see why you think a rhino is a dinosaur, though. Because it's kind of dinosaur-y. A rhino is kind of dinosaur-y. It has that dildo sticking out of its head that it could stab you with.
It's not at all.
It's basically a
Dinosaurs were reptiles.
Yeah, it's a mammal. It's halfway. It's a tank.
Halfway in what sense?
Shut the fuck up. Listen. A rhino is a fucking tank.
There's a fish over there. It's halfway to a human.
Can you imagine a rhino charging at you? That tank would like tear through you. So yeah, it feels
if it can see you,
dinosaur-like.
they're notoriously bad at eyesight.
Or are their eyes just like in different directions?
No, I think they are like the most nearsighted creature in the world. Like their eyes basically don't function.
Oh, fuck. That's a huge nerf to the rest of the kit.
They have like 4 pixels of eyesight.
Oh my God. So they're like this power tank that can't see anything?
Yeah.
That's blissful.
They charge at anything because they don't know if it's like friend or foe.
That's ignorant. That's
Ignorant.
It's the barbarian of animals. I respect it. I respect rhinos.
They're just very flighty because of that. They're like, who is it?
Yeah, I'd be spooked too if it's like, if I can't see shit and then I see something when it's a foot away from me, I'm like, what the is going on?
What dinosaur has like a saurus in the last name and like the full name?
A saurus?
Tyrannosaurus. Okay, there we go. Tyrannosaurus.
And it's Tyrannosaurus Rex. T-Rex.
Yeah. So if you hear rhinoceros and Tyrannosaurus, you're like, same thing.
It connects because a rhinoceros feels like a dinosaur.
It's a mammal. They're not the same thing.
They're not, but it has the vibe.
It has
the vibe.
What
Bro,
vibe?
The vibe of like, if this thing charges at me, I would get ripped to bits. It would destroy me.
You get penetrated.
Yeah, but
it wouldn't eat you.
It's not like a penetrate. Like
I don't think rhinoceros eat meat.
It's not like this. It's not like a. It's more of like a. It's not good. It's not a good penetration.
Why is it that when people think of like the elite unicorn, they never have the rhino?
He's the elite unicorn.
They think a unicorn is prestigious, elite. No one ever thinks to like ride a rhino and it being elite because it has a horn. A rhino is just a very like a masculine unicorn.
Unicorns, they don't exist.
A rhino, that's your unicorn.
Wow.
It's got a horn and 4 legs and it charges. It's just a fat unicorn. That's all it is.
But it's not shiny. Can't fly or do any of the cool unicorn shit.
Well, sorry, if I had a horn and no thumbs, I can't polish it. Of course, it's not shiny.
No, but unicorns are cool because they're magical. That's like comparing a butterfly and a fairy, man. What do you mean? What's magic? A unicorn?
Yeah, what's magical about a unicorn? Unless it has fake magical. A Harry Potter unicorn's not real.
It's not real in anything. It's a it's a mythical creature. It's like saying a phoenix. What's magical about a phoenix?
Well,
what's magical about a Pegasus? About a chimera?
Pegasus
about a
is different.
hippogriff?
That's different.
About a griffin? They're all fucking magical monsters.
Are they? What's magical about a griffin?
You take a lion to eagle, and you think you're gonna get a 3,000-pound flying beast?
I don't think that's how they make them. I don't think it's lion an eagle and they birth a griffin.
It had to start somewhere.
I think it's just a whole other animal. It's just like, hey, we accidentally had the butt of a lion and the head of an eagle, and be like, my bad.
I don't know, bro. That's sus. That's sus, man.
In no lore is a centaur a person who a horse. They're just a separate thing. That's all.
I don't know.
What do you mean? I don't know. Now the
just came to be.
It's the Minotaur. Minotaur is a person who bull. That is something.
It?
Yeah.
It can't be a bull fucking
It's
person.
either it's a bull that a person. It's one or the other. But that
Minotaur.
is Minotaur. Yeah. You know the Minotaur?
Yeah.
Yeah. Minotaur.
They're a human top.
No.
Minotaur. Oh, Minotaur are bull top.
Human everything from the neck down, bullhead.
Yeah.
But big beefy boy. He-Man with bullhead. That's you interspecies. Centaurs, no. Centaur is just its own species. And Griffin, dude. I think, is its own species. Rhino, unicorn. Case closed.
It depends how you define the world. That's all.
What do you mean how you define the world?
I don't know who defines the world of thinking of these.
I did. Rhino equals unicorn. I'm done. Set case settled.
Get the out
Have
of
you
here.
ever tried drinking rhino blood and living forever? No, you haven't.
Shut the up. Okay. While we were moving, my ex-wife asked me who we needed to contact to change our email address.
Is it like addresses must change, email address, got it? Like that's her train of thought?
I guess it's just not realizing any shape or form of how the internet works and just being like...
I'm trying to give these people the benefit of the doubt. I think it's you're in a panic state. Imagine you haven't slept in like 3 days and someone says, hey, we were changing our addresses on all of our like accounts, bank account, IRS, your job, wherever it is. And you're like, okay, addresses, must change addresses, email address, change it.
Okay, that's a logical explanation that probably didn't happen.
I'm trying to give her the benefit
of the doubt. Okay, fine. I respect it. Everyone deserves a
silly.
second chance.
It's silly. And you go like, hey, you.
Fucking goose, dude.
Hey, you. Knock it off. Nice.
Synchronous burp.
Nice.
Good.
When playing an office meeting icebreaker game, I don't remember which one, my fiance was asked to name a fruit beginning with the letter D. In all seriousness and unbridled confidence and speed, her response was dingleberry. She was serious. So it's not like a joke. I would say it as a joke. I would say it with a smile on my face being like dingleberry. But no, I think she thought a dingleberry was a fruit.
What I want to know is what she imagined a dingleberry looked like. Because like when you say a fruit, you have to imagine
the
word in your mind.
I can't ask you because you know these things because you're weird, but I'd be like, what does a passion fruit look like? And you're like, oh, it's a ball with the shape of a thing, and you know it. But yeah. People don't. People don't know what a passion fruit looks like. They just know that it's a flavor. What does a durian look like?
I know what a durian looks like.
Exactly, because you're weird. I can't help that.
Oh, because I grew up eating vegetables because my mom liked feeding me vegetables and fruits.
We're talking about fruits.
Vegetables and fruits of a larger variety. I ate so many fruits, bro. Have you had a persimmon?
Persimmon?
Persimmon? Oh, it's...
I've noticed this. You put the emphasis on certain syllables sometimes. We talked about this
that's how Russian
when we watched Mulan. You said Mulan.
And some people actually said that was actually the right way to pronounce it.
No. They say it in the movie. It's Mulan.
They say it incorrectly.
You say Mulan.
She even wrote this in the comment that they say it incorrectly.
And you're like
Mulan.
If you say it fast enough, you're like Mulan. Yeah, you put the emphasis on the ooh. Mulan.
I don't know. Is it called persimmon?
No, I think it's persimmon.
Persimmon?
You're saying persimmon.
It's called hurma in Russian.
Hormam?
Hurma.
Horma.
Hurma.
Horma.
Hurma.
Horma.
Hurma.
Horma. What am I saying wrong?
Okay.
I'm not trying to do it wrong.
Hurma.
Horma.
It's not whore. It's hur. Hur.
Hurma.
Hur. Hur.
Hurma.
Hur. You have to roll.
Ow. Hurma. Hurma.
It's a roll R. It's not a soft R. It's a hurma.
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 Hurma. Of course, like hurma.
I'm trying.
You're not trying. You suck balls.
No, you're hurma.
I made you cry, so I'm successful. I win.
Oh my god. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching this bit. We love you sometimes, not all of you, but most of you. And if you want to watch the full uncut, uncensored version of this, you can go to our Patreon, link down below. And
Bing bong. Please check it out on Patreon. Bing bong. Bitches.
I feel like I have a backup singer.
Something itched in my face while I said that.
Like
the spirits didn't like me calling them.
You're like when 21 Savage sings on his own rap. He's got his boy being like 21. Yeah, 21. It's like, all right, writer, whatever you need to do.
Oh my god.
Yeah, if you want to watch this, go to our Patreon. If you want to check it out on Audible, Spotify, Apple Music, all that, do that. Also, like and subscribe, comment down below your favorite part.
Ahoy, mateys.
A whore mommy.
Hurma!
Whore mom.